go shopping. Let's do this. We're at Tractor Supply. I guess I should drink a little bit of water, maybe. What do you think? So I hope we can stay connected in there. That's my hope. I've been shopping most of the day. What we're looking for here is these super hose clamps. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Let's get out of the truck. We're at Tractor Supply. And something I noticed when I pulled up, this is not normally out here. Well, first, here's what we're looking for. I'm looking for these like super duper clamps because they are so much easier to operate, and they actually grab around lines better the way they're designed instead of your regular hose clamp. And I had a box full of these, but I guess I've used them up over the years. But anyway, check this out. I don't know if they're adding on. They're going to add on? I don't think so, but what's happening here, I mean, there's a lot of stuff here for staging or construction. There's just tote after tote here. Sea container, whatever you want to call them. Shipping containers, not totes. You know what I'm talking about. There's just tons of construction material here. Maybe they're going to build something else beside this Tractor Supply, or maybe they're redoing it on the inside, because it looks like some of this stuff here, that looks very used. Yeah, it looks like somebody, maybe that's where they barbecued out back, but it's kind of weird. It's like, what's happening here? So anyway, we're at the Tractor Supply here in Texas. We got Ty Guy in the chat. We got Melissa's Freedom already. We got Loud Red, Sun Honey is lurking. Awesome. So check this out. We got a $1,800. What a piece of junk. I would not pay $5 for this thing. It's got a little crappy Briggs & Stratton knockoff. It's not even a Honda engine. You know, if this thing had a Honda engine and some real suspension, not something like this, and some real roll bar action, because when you roll these, you need a roll bar right here to protect your head from flopping around. Trust me. And then these little four-wheelers are just a joke. What's the price tag on these things? These things also, I almost killed myself on one of these because a friend of mine had one. I went over to his house. You know, I have regular four-wheelers with real suspension. These things are a joke. They're like bouncy balls. $1,700, yeah. And I know they're not made for adults, but look, there's no travel on the suspension. So I wasn't used to that. And I went through this small ditch and it bounced like a damn basketball and it almost flipped over on me. That's also, these are actually kind of fun, but they're really expensive for what they are. When I was a kid, my grandmother, cousin, either my grandmother had one of these or my cousin had one, I can't remember. The old school style, the homemade stuff, homemade mini bikes back in the day, a lot of them. All right, so let's get in here. I'm tangenting, but yeah, it's hard not to tangent when you go to Tractor Supply. I really want one of these. Now this is not bad for 60 bucks. It's really thin though. Yeah, actually it's junk. Look at how thin this is. Look, I'm bending that with my hand. I thought that was some real steel there. So yeah, that's garbage. This one is too. Yeah, and I guess these things are going to be pushing pretty hard because we're getting close to the end of summer. Now this is actually a good smoker. I actually have an Oklahoma Joe upright smoker. I wonder if the gauge of steel is just as thick. This looks like a little thinner gauge of steel. I'm curious about that. It's got a decent firebox. The only problem with these Oklahoma Joes back in the day, they don't do it anymore, but they put their like initials and shit, they put their spelling right here or their letters. And this little door right here, the way they had it rigged up, never worked anymore. So you can't adjust your firebox so I really need to redo that on my smoker. But this actually is a pretty good deal for 600 bucks. Oh wait, no way. So this thing's dual. You got wood on this side, I just now realized that, and then propane on this side. Now that's kind of cool. Now I'm digging that, really digging that. Yeah, wow, never seen that before. And then your propane tank sits down there. And it's actually got good metal wheels. So yeah, this is a well-built deal. These are junk. Don't buy these are throwaway. And don't buy these mowers. Actually, bad boys are not that bad, but if you're gonna spend $4,300 or $4,400, get a Gravely, something that's got, you know, commercial specs to it. The Gravely that I had, I paid $10,500 for it. I had to sell it. That's a long story, but I don't even want to tell you what I sold it for. But it was one of those fire sales where I needed money. But yeah, I ran that thing, and a Gravely mower, you can't tear them up. These things here, looks like their bearings are not maintenance free. The one I had was maintenance free, but yeah, it just looks a little cheap. But and another thing I like about my Gravely that I had is I could drive it with one hand. These were a little bit closer together, so I guess I could do some adjustment here maybe, but these were almost, I made them where they touched, and it was just so like feather, you could feather it. And some of these cheaper hydraulic systems, you really got to pull hard on them. And my Gravely also had a hydraulic deck on the lift, so instead of this nonsense, I could lift the deck up variably. And I used my Gravely as a blader because I could blade chips, wood chips, and soil. So I used it for landscaping as well, because it was like a maintainer. You just, obviously you don't have your blades turned on, but this whole deck across the front was just like a big blade, and I could do a lot of landscaping with the hydraulic up and down because you could constantly work the ground the way you want. So yeah, these are all garbage. I would not pay $5,000 for this. Look at this crap. Look at this, just a joke. I don't know how you even, I guess there's a lever you lift up somewhere. That's got to pull up somewhere. And that's the biggest thing about some of these. Yeah, this one you got to unscrew it. That's cheese ball. Greenworks, 5,000 bucks. Wouldn't touch it. Here's an electric one now. So for $3,400, we got an electricity. Turn off the electricity. Now I would buy one of these in a heartbeat if it was like 500 bucks. I would not pay $3,400 for this thing. But yeah, the good thing about an electric mower is, like something like this, you're not going to mow a big property, but they will cover more acreage than you think. But I'll have to look into Greenworks. What model is this one here? Greenworks Pro. So let's see, do they have a model number? No. The price dropped from $4,000 to $3,400. It's a 60 volt system, so I'll have to look at that. 60 volt. Now this is cheese ball. Look at these plastic LEDs. That shit's gonna just, you know, the sun's gonna fade those. There's already ingress of water inside here. This one's got moisture. This side's got moisture. So that's crap right there. And all these mowers are just junk. Club Cadet, they used to make good stuff. Now it's all plastic garbage. I wouldn't touch this damn thing. I wouldn't take it if you paid me to take it. That Kohler engine, Briggs, Kawasaki any day over the Kohlers. But that's just my experience with mowers and small engines. I had a Kohler in the first Gravely I bought. I bought a Gravely and took it home and started it up again, and it started smoking out of one of the cylinders. Took it back, swapped it for the one that had the Kawasaki twin cylinder, water cooled instead of air cooled. There we go. Oh yeah, they've changed the store big time. Oh yeah, so that's what's going on. See, the checkouts used to be in aisles. Like, and now there's a self-check out here, so yeah. So if we start buffering, put something in the chat to let me know, because this is a Faraday cage and I don't know if I'm going to have any signal in here. But yeah, there used to be the aisles where the registers were all in a line like a grocery store, and now they got it set up to where there's two here and a self-checkout there. So like I said, what we came in here for is this hose clamp, and that's hard. It's hard not to tangent when you go into a Tractor Supply. So we're looking for these super duper hose clamps, and I think I found them in these kind of areas right here. I don't think they were in the center of the store, so I'm going to look here first. All right, so are we doing good? Are we buffering? They have pink ones. Let's see what else we got here. Money on the American made. Get yourself a John Deere. No. John Deere, sorry man. I grew up driving green. I grew up on a farm, and we had John Deere tractors, but the mowers are, for the most part, most of the newer ones are junk. The old 310s and the 315s or 18s, I can't remember what, the ones with the hydraulics in them, the lawn tractors, they made good lawn tractors, but if you want the best lawn tractor, the old ones, get a Roper. Roper, that's what I got. Classic old Roper. But the new John Deeres, no. No. Sorry. Get a Skag or a Gravely. That's the best ones to get. The rest of them are, as far as I'm concerned, just junk. And trust me, I've had experience with all of them. So this used to be the area where the lawnmower stuff was, the belts, so they've completely reversed the store. The clothes stuff used to be over here, and now they put the clothes stuff on the right. So now I'm gonna have to spend some time in here. Are we buffering? What's going on here? The Dosho got a little lagging. All right, still slight buffer. Yeah, minor lag, a few seconds, then you're back. That's what I was afraid of. That sucks. Let's see. Yeah, I'm seeing them dropping a little bit here. Well, you know what I want to do is I want to find a cell phone that's got an external antenna, and I could just wear the antenna on my head. Let's see, what is the hose clamp for? I'm Suburban, for my fuel system for the Suburban. I got regular hose clamps. I got a whole box of them, of the good brand new ones. But I want these hose clamps because they work so much better. And see how they are different than your normal hose clamp?